My name is Laura Ford and I'm a sculptor and I work in all sorts of materials from bronze to fabrics to jasmonite to, just a wide range of materials.
I'm Andrew Sabin. I'm a sculptor. I'm a very experimental kind of sculptor. I use a lot of plastic type materials, fluid materials, cast at the moment into margarine moulds.
My name's Claire Jefferson Jones. I work on this project as the project manager, and I came into this having done community work for over 24 years. So it was great to have an opportunity to work here with Laura and Andrew and be able to share the fantastic work that they do in such a unique way to everybody else.
So I think the impact that's been made by showing groups around the studio is that they really get to understand the process from drawing up in my drawing studio to then making armatures, to then developing those armatures, to casting, to making covering things with fabric, and also I suppose a sense of the iterative nature of the making. So bits get added to bits. So when some people visit multiple times, they really see how the work develops, and I think that gives them a much greater understanding when they go to galleries and they see things that are finished and presented in a kind of shiny way. They don't get the backroom story. Also, you get to see the crates, the work that hasn't got sold, that has maybe been shown over the years, and I think that builds up another story as well, a story that doesn't get told.
We love having groups come into the studio. We get some wonderful questions from them. It's nice to see people enjoying the work, seeing where it comes from, seeing that there are people just like them making the stuff, and getting a sense of why it's a relevant activity for them and for us.
I think that this project has made a great difference. People are far more excited by it. I knew they were going to be excited, but they are really excited by getting involved and coming back, not just visiting us one time and thinking, well, we've seen it now. They like the ever-changing fact of the gallery's difference each time, and the work that's being made is different each time. And then we start to build on the top of that by having workshops with people.
The response from the groups has been amazing. I've really enjoyed meeting them. They're curious, they're fun. I think people really respond well because I think the atmosphere's quite relaxed here.
They love to play with the materials. They like to ask questions. Generally speaking, they're just excited and having pleasure in seeing what artists are doing, how they do it, and what's motivating them.
The difference that's been made for the visitors is that it's given them a kind of confidence, because I think it gives them a insight into the thinking, the making, and I think then they take that with them when maybe they even see films or galleries or theatre productions, a kind of sense of, well, somebody's actually made this from the start, and also kind of sense of, well, where does it come from? How does it get funded? All of those things, which I think people take for granted.
I think our visitors get to understand what it's like to be an artist. And get to see it firsthand, and get to see that it's a viable way of conducting one's life, really.
I believe this project has benefited a lot of groups in different ways. So for some, it's been used as inspiration and a way of looking at the work and feeding into their own work. Then there's been other elements of this project where we've had adults come along and we've been doing master classes and work, so people have had time to think and spend time professionally developing in their work and trying something new. And then other groups who like the social interaction and the fact that they can come here and talk to artists and ask questions. And we try and make it so they can ask questions that other people might find, we don't know whether it's okay to ask that in a gallery, but we try to make it so anybody can ask anything and find out more about being an artist and the work they create and why they've done it and all those things.
We live in a material world. We're responding to the material world all the time. We're very good at it. Any little change in my expression, anybody who sees it, they're reading it. Any change in the disposition of matter, a cup on a table is one thing, a cup on its side on the table is a completely other side thing. We're reading the world, and what sculptors do is to think about the disposition of matter, and what our audience does is to think about our thoughts about the disposition of matter, and it's an exciting and interesting thing to contemplate the world from that point of view.
I'm hoping it's given people a language to talk about the art and to think about how it's made. So maybe next time when they go into a cultural organisation and see in a gallery space the work created by an artist, they see beyond just the final piece and they get a bit more of an understanding of process and materials. And I hope that it's given them a safe space to learn more about art and sculpture and engage with it.
Well, we think art is an important activity. We think people who are engaged in artistic thinking, and in particular sculptural thinking, have a more balanced and a more interesting perspective into the world. We think it's profoundly important and makes for a better world. The more people who are doing it, the better.